Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. Yes, we have a very fun film for you guys today, an underrated film if you ask me. The Jack in the Box. Yeah, it's got 3.5 stars on Prime Video. I think that should be rounded up to a solid 4. It's 4.1 on IMDb. It's about an hour and a half. It says it's from the year 2020, but sometimes the dates are wrong on Amazon Prime. It is rated R, and it's quite good. So here's the read-up. When a vintage Jack in the Box is unearthed and donated to a museum in the heart of the woods, it's not long before a staff member realizes that the creepy clown doll inside has a life of its own, and that his colleagues are dying one by one. Directed by Lawrence Fowler, starring Ethan Taylor, Robert Narine, and Lucy Jane Quillen. It is horror, and it's good. I liked it a lot. Supporting actors Kathleen Ray, Phyllis Ridout, producers Lawrence Fowler and Jeff Fowler. It's from 4 Digital. It does have foul language and violence. Not that big of a deal. And you can stream it if you have a Prime Video subscription. Yeah. And the DVD starts at $9.95 on Amazon. And I liked it. Like, it's simple, but it's good. I could see this getting a sequel. I think this could have some creative sequels, right? So the Jack in the Box, it's not the doll from the Jack in the Box crawling around Annabelle style. There's a demon in the box that takes the form of a clown doll, and it's a clown demon called Jack. And it's all spoilers from this point on, right? So, apparently, once this demon is awakened, it has to kill 6 people, and then it goes in the box again and kind of hibernates until the box is opened again. It kills and devours these 6 people, and it gains 3 years of life for each person that it kills. So, but if the box isn't found and those lives and that time runs out, then the demon will die. The person who opens the box, the demon cannot kill because they're in a contract with that person. And there is a ritual to put it back in the box, but if any part of it is outside the box when that ritual is performed, the ritual will not work. The writer wanted you to forget that before they did the ritual, but when they did the ritual, first they stabbed Jack. And he apparently isn't immune to physical harm, which is good. Because it gives you a little bit of hope, even though you're going to lose anyways. And I'm like, does the blood count? If the blood is outside the box, does that count? And then the box closes on his hand and cuts off his finger. So at that moment, I was like, okay, well, he's not sealed in the box. And I was just waiting for the kind of slashery, the monster's back end note, And we did get it. It was actually a good ending. I really liked it. The main character gets blamed for the murders and locked up, Casey, which I did expect. It's pretty heavily foreshadowed. I think they could have done the foreshadowing a little subtler on that. But, yeah, I predicted that. But I always think that at the end of these movies anyways. Like, I actually talked about this in my recent Hellraiser review. Well, relatively recent Hellraiser review. Where I was like, at the end of all these movies, when the people finally escape the monster and they get rid of it, and then there's a high body count, how do they explain how everyone died? Like, do they end up in prison? Do they end up in a mental institution? And I kind of just always assume they do. And then in Hellraiser 2, it happens like right after Hellraiser, and she's in a mental institution. And I was like, okay, thanks for addressing that. This movie also addresses that, and I like that a lot. I like that movies... I'm like that I'm finally finding movies that think the way I do, This is definitely a movie that I would have made. It's creepy. It does have some effective scares. It got me a couple times. There were a couple times in this movie where I was like, "Whoa!" Like, it got me. It's very fun. The monster suit is incredible. He's extremely scary. He has like this double mouth thing going on, and it's entirely practical. And you know I just get rock hard for those practical effects. You know I am a practical effects man. And if it could have been done practical in this movie, it was basically done practical. And that's really cool. There was this one part though where that wasn't entirely true. There was like you could see the blood splatter and a person's severed foot, and that was CG. And I was like, you couldn't have just thrown a bunch of fake blood. Is so cheap and easy to make, right? I was like, you couldn't have just thrown some fake blood on the ground and then like a mannequin foot, like a Halloween foot in a shoe. Like you couldn't have just done that. That didn't need to be CG. But everything else that can be practical is practical, which is very nice. The acting is good, you know? Like, it's not blockbuster tier, but it's good. The main character has a good arc. The film has a good ending. It's not a super original ending, but it's a good ending. And the film itself, once again, isn't wholly original. It's kind of a basic monster killer movie. That being said, I feel like there's a lot of potential for the Jack in the Box. A lot of potential. Like, imagine these Jack in the Boxes, because the kind of historian guy that's telling him about the box in the film, he's like, oh, after a satanic panic, a bunch of these boxes were made by people in the black arts to trick people into opening them and sick demons on them. So there are multiple boxes like this out there. And the box isn't destroyed at the end of the film. It's still there. So you could use the same box. You could use a different box with a different looking demon. You could have these boxes throughout history because they're made in like forever ago, like in the 1800s in France is the lore of this movie. So anytime from then onward, you could have this set. I could see this. If you gave this more budget, like if this had a higher budget and some real attention, this could be a franchise. This could be a franchise. Like this film was basic, but I did really like it. And with the right people behind it, this could be something great. But I do feel like it was probably a one-off, as many of these exploitation films are. It was very cool, but I don't think we'll be seeing more of the Jack in the Box. But I hope we do, because it's very cool. That is basically it for this review. I got more coming. I'm probably going to watch a slasher film at some point tomorrow. I'm going to watch Godzilla vs. the Wolfman, or at least the footage that still remains of it, and I'm going to review that. A very famous Godzilla fan film. And I got some more movies that I feel like watching. Like I might watch Metal Face. I might watch Birdemic. I should probably do the birds before I do Birdemic, but we'll see. That is it for the Jack in the Box movie reaction review. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a review. And I'll see you all next time.